The bulls have made a strong comeback after a gloomy few months. The party does seem to have resumed on the Lal Street. Sensex and Nifty ending at a 4-month high today. Sensex reclaiming the 60,000 mark after over 4 months, and Nifty rising for a 7th straight day, now kissing distance away of 18,000. The rally came on the back of moderating inflation, a decline in global commodity prices, and inflow of foreign portfolio investors into the Indian market. Bajaj Finance, Bajaj Finserv, HDFC Life, Hero MotoCorp were among the top Nifty gainers, while the Airtel too was up 2% following upfront payment for 5G spectrum auction. On the flip side, Apollo Hospitals continue to fall. M&M and Tata Motors saw some profit booking. Maruti and Cipla were the other blue chip laggards. While the bulls are charging ahead on the Lal Street, is the rally here to stay? What should investors keep in mind when investing in this market? My colleague Sakshi Batra caught up with Sanjiv Bhasin of IIFL. Listen in to what he has to say to investors.
Sensex has scaled 60,000 after 4 months. Help us understand what is really leading to this optimism and what lies ahead.
Yeah, hi. So, Sakshi, the left out feeling is humongous. We were grossly oversold. Fear was at its highest. And you saw almost despondency and capitulation. And all led by the so-called foreign investors who have been, really at the wrong end of the barrel. And now you are seeing retracement. So I think that we were very, very oversold. We were all following cues of the US, which were not so, for once in 70 years, we had a reverse, what we call a reverse opposite reaction. Given that our inflation, our yields, and our local business was responding very strongly. And last but not least, it's the wall of retail investors who's put his money where his mouth is. So this is the, what we call the 75th year of independence. And this is truly a year of celebrating the coming of the retail investor, and he's here to stay.
So, Mr. Bhasin, just help us understand that we are still 4% away from the all-time highs. The broader markets still have to play catch-up. But when the valuations were lower, just like how you pointed out, the last 1.5 months, what kind of big changes did you make in your portfolio? What did you really add?
So, see, we are looking for a mix of stocks. If you want, I can mention 3-4 big ideas. So, and we have been doing a sip in that. Firstly would be Ambuja Cement. We think the takeover of Ambuja and ACC by Adani means that they get the 35% of cement costs is power and infrastructure, and automatically Adani being in the best place for that, Ambuja becomes a star player. Secondly, DLF. If you came to Delhi or Gurgaon, you'd see that there is no space vacant, whether commercial or real estate or individually. Houses are going through the roof, and real estate prices are here to stay. Plus the largest players, DLF, Godrej will be laughing their way to the bank as prices rise and occupancy picks up. Thirdly, Kotak Bank, I think, which is one of the best pedigree private banks, which has never had any issue on NPAs, and which I think can be a very, very steady performer. And fourth would be HCL Tech, which I think that definitely will be a very, very key beneficiary of IT spending. And, the whole despondency was that spending budgets will go down, but outsourcing continues to be a very, very key theme. And you can add a Ashok Leyland and a Tata Power, which I think in their respective businesses are doing the best they've done in the last, maybe 10 years. So these 5-6 stocks, if you did a SIP, even though the stocks have gone up, a SIP would be ideal, because then the next 6-12 weeks, you'll get a large part of the volatility in the prices.
Also, lastly, Mr. Bhasin, I want to understand from you, where do you see the Nifty progressing now towards, since we are closer to 18,000, 60,000 on the Sensex, where exactly do you see the Nifty inching towards the end of the year and the years going forward from here?
Well, as a disclosure, iShares Motor was one of my top picks, closer to 2,500, and iShares numbers have really been the best ever in the history of the company. I told you of IRB Infra. Look at ICICI. Now, ICICI has actually taken the space of HDFC after that merger talk. But I would definitely be looking at large caps to play the, way forward. Also, let me tell you some of the OEMs like Bosch and Motherson Sumi, which can be very, very big beneficiaries of capex spending and revival of the semiconductor market, with Motherson again declaring a bonus and Bosch coming out with very, very good numbers in this quarter.